More on this. Let's bring in Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee. He met with Tim Cook yesterday. And Congressman, thank you for being here. Anything you can reveal about your meeting that will shed some light on all these questions?
Well, good conversation. I think the App Store issue has been cleared up. Tim Cook and Elon Musk had talked about that. That's good to hear. I think the advertising issue has been cleared up as well. But I still have real concerns about China's influence on corporate America. I mean, whether it's Apple, whether it's Nike, whether it's TikTok, or you can even go broadly, frankly, and talk about the NBA, the influence it has on the NBA. And of course, I think we should always remember that it wasn't just Dr. Fauci who was giving us all kinds of misinformation about COVID. This thing started in China, and they lied to us about that right from the get-go. So what we really need, frankly, is an administration who's going to push back on China in all ways, like President Trump did. He tried to ban TikTok. He imposed tariffs. I mean, he pushed back and tried to really focus on, in a concerted, focused way on limiting the influence China has. We're not seeing that from this administration, unfortunately.
One thing I found about Tim Cook, he's a straight shooter. He's direct, and he also knows where he wants to take his company. And you just mentioned TikTok, and we just talked about it. You know, if you crack down on TikTok, another app is going to pop up somewhere. Did he address what he thinks might be the best strategy if these concerns are still out there and growing?
We talked about it there. I think there are some broad concerns in that area. But the biggest takeaway for me, Bill, is think about this. How is what TikTok is doing, how is that much different than what our government did 2 years ago, October, just days before the most important election we have, the presidential election, when FBI people went to Facebook and said, hey, be on the lookout for Russian disinformation. And that led to the suppression of information we, the people, are entitled to have when we're making the most important decision we make, who's going to be our commander in chief. And of course, that conversation happened at the same time 51 former intel officials had sent out the letter which said this Hunter Biden story has all the earmarks of a Russian misinformation operation. No, it wasn't. So you had our government influencing social media companies to impact information Americans could see right the days before the most important election we have. So I got concerned. This is how this all relates in my judgment, and we're going to look into all of it.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more I think transparency in the tech company, partly because of the Republicans taking over and those hearings that you'll have. There's also another thing that's happening. There's an investigation that is into the politicization of the FBI, and you're threatening to subpoena a former FBI official, Jill Sanborn, because she backed out of a promise to do an interview with you?
Yeah, she had committed. She's left the Justice Department. She committed to do an interview today. Actually, it was supposed to start, I think, at 10 o'clock today. And then she backed out on that. So we'll, you know, when the new Congress forms, we'll pursue that further. And we're gonna talk to her because whistleblowers, FBI agents who've come to us as whistleblowers have given us her name and say this is an important person we need to talk to. But there's lots of folks we want to talk to. I mean, we want to talk to we just sent a letter yesterday to Nina Jankowicz. We want to talk to this lady, too. I mean, think about it. They were going to form a disinformation governance board when, in fact, the biggest purveyor of disinformation was the federal government. You can look at COVID. You can look at all kinds of issues, the Hunter Biden issue, which we just talked about. So there are a number of people we need to talk to because you can't stop this kind of behavior. You can't get the politics out of the Justice Department if you first don't expose what they did.
Sorry about the interruption. They sent you a letter. Part of it reads this. The FBI has strong procedures in place to promote accountability when an FBI employee strays from their obligations, including employee actions that create the appearance of political, social, or other bias. You think you're going to make some headway on this, or is this going to be a two-year slog with no answers in the end?
Well, we're gonna push because it's part of our duty to push and get the facts and the truth to the country. But the FBI, this is the same FBI that told us, oh, you can, Chris Wray's comment in a hearing was, you can sleep well at night knowing that we fixed the FISA process. And then shortly thereafter, we got another report, a second report from the Inspector General, which showed all kinds of problems with that particular process. So when the FBI sends us that kind of letter, I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. What I put stock in is 14 agents who've come talk to us and took whistleblower status, willing to come talk to us while we're in the minority. That's how bad the situation is. They come to us because they know they can trust us. They come to us because the problem is so bad. One of them said it's rotted to the core at the Washington field office in the FBI. That's what I put stock in. because I've never seen that in my time in Congress where you have that many agents willing to come forward and say, this is how bad it's gotten. And Bill, never forget the first one who came forward. It was on the school board issue. And they came forward and said they are putting tags, putting this designation on moms and dads who've been ratted out by their neighbor on this snitch line that Merrick Garland set up simply for going to a school board meeting to advocate for their kid, for goodness sake. And the FBI investigated over 24 parents, not one of them charged with the crime. But imagine the chilling impact that has on speech in this country. And that is the big problem.
I get it. We'll see how and when those answers come.
Congressman, thank you.
Thanks.
Jim Jordan, thank you, the Republican from Ohio. Thanks for your time.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.